hours after the attack on workers of Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company by personnel from the Air Force Base in Ikeja. The leadership of the National Union of Electricity Employees has condemned the action carried out against their members because they were disconnected by the company due to non-payment of their huge outstanding debt. When TVC News crew visited the Ikeja Electricity office, our crew was not granted an audience, but it was discovered that workers were not at work but may resume on Monday. Now, joining us for more on this is Chairman of the Human and Environmental Development Agenda, Olanrewaju Suraj. Good to have you join us on TVC News at 10. So what exactly is your take about the action of the Nigerian Air Force personnel?
The involvement of military in civil matters is what we've really actually campaigned strongly against. And in this instance, it's going to be the same thing to say that we don't want the military meddling in civil affairs. And this should really also be strongly canvassed by everybody. But that's also on the side is the fact that we need to sense this strong warning and signal to the electricity distribution companies. Yeah, you know, the experiences of Nigerians are really, really poor when it comes to relationship with the electricity companies. For instance, you know, people are migrated without even prior warning to what they call Band A. I have a very practical experience. My office gets a bill or incurs, you know, the bill of about 50,000 a month as at December. Only just in January, we saw a bill of about 280,000 naira without any prior warning, notification, or even consent. And only that was when we checked with the company for the justification or reason for that. And we were just told you've been moved to Band A. And the question is, Band A over what? You know, and many of the consumers would want the prepaid meter. So if the barracks, for instance, is already been put on prepaid meter, there wouldn't be any basis or justification for the indebtedness that we have. So sometimes it is also about some of the officials of the electric companies, you know, colluding with officials to undercut the companies and then accumulate the bill rather than having official payments that goes into the account of the company. So this really, it is not every institutions and persons or subscribers that would have the, you know, the tolerance to go through some of the challenges. As I speak with you now, the situation is not being corrected, you know, with my office. And for this reason, we're actually going to take necessary legal action. And that is what we can do as civil procedure.
I hear you, Mr. Suraj. Mr. Suraj, I hear you. You know, I hear your concerns about this matter. But let's talk about the amount being owed here. It's about 4.34 billion naira, and that's by one government institution. And questions arise as to how does this, you know, and do these electricity distribution companies cater to the needs and welfare of their workers?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, it is very important and really sad that the electricity company allowed this to accumulate up until this stage. You know, it is really, really difficult. I'm not sure if your TV station or any other private individual will be allowed to accumulate up until the amounts that we're hearing from, you know, both the electricity distribution company about what is being owed. Like, and I said it earlier, you know, sometimes it's not about those institutions. It's about the officials of the electricity distribution companies who are always colluding with such institutions. By now, with the metering system that has been in place, these are places that should have been high priority, that the metering system, the prepaid meter should have been there, you know, long before now, such that you don't have this kind of bill. So it's prepaid, and it's only just consume on what you pay or what you charge.
All right, let's talk about what you mentioned earlier, you know, because it does appear now that the burden is actually being transferred to ordinary consumers with the band system. You have shared, your own experience. What is the implication of this, and how can it be managed or rectified?
I think the Minister of Power is, and the government generally actually is failing in this regard. The first thing is about the service that you're giving to the people. These are monopoly system, such that you don't even have an alternative to the distribution company. So it is not something that you're dissatisfied and you want to move. The same thing goes to the Electricity Regulation Commission that is supposed to oversee the operations of this distribution company, are completely also in cahoots with the companies, to the detriment of the ordinary citizens. And there's really rarely any means of consultation for people to hear, their grievances. Quite a number of people are even also in court, over some of these tariffs and the rest of that. So the way out is to be where government will understand the fact that where you need to protect the business enterprise, at the same time, you also need to protect the consumers. And I'm happy that the Federal Consumer and Competition Protection Commission is also taking some of them to court over some of their activities and then services rendered to the consumers. There should be a lot of that. And the electricity companies, despite receiving several bailout grants and whatever from government, the citizens don't have any benefit to the fact of that. And companies are folding, hotels are charging high because of the tariff.
I hear you, Mr. Suraj. I hear you. Thank you very much, for sharing your thoughts with us on this matter. Chairman, Human and Environmental Development Agenda Header, Olanrewaju Suraj, thank you for your time on TVC News at 10.
My pleasure. Thank you.